Hey everyone, so I thought I'd post a video showing Dungeons and Dragons Online Unlimited Ebberron or whatever. It's got a bunch of different names. Um, anyways, the game is free to play, although there is a subscription option. And as you can see, it's got pretty good graphics. But what really shines in the game is the gameplay. It's got more of an action-y feel than other things. You can swing your weapon in real time, which is cool. Or, if you really wanted to, you could set it to standard MMO controls through the menu here. There's like tons of different options for how you want the game to play, which is very nice. And like I said, it doesn't have the best graphics, but they're pretty good. I have it set to maximum, everything you possibly can turned on except for bloom, because I never really liked the way that bloom looked. Recording, as you can see, I get about 18. The frame rate's not low, but at least it's the frame rate's pretty low, but it's stable. When I'm not recording, it's a lot better. So it really doesn't require top-notch specs, and you can really dial back the graphics down quite a bit. This is the high-resolution download. There's also a low-resolution download, which is about half the file size. It's only 2 gigs instead of 4. Now I could show the character creation screen, but I'm not really going to bother with that, or even the starter zones. This is actually the second area in the game that you go to, and I forget the name of the city, but it's pretty nice looking so far. I haven't really explored it all that much. One of the really cool things in this game is the dungeon system. So you can put it on different difficulty levels, and for someone like me, I like to do solo. I can also do normal and get away with it by myself most of the time, but to start, since I've never done this dungeon, I'm going to do it on solo. Quick load screen, and one of the features in this game that I really like, that I've never seen in any other game, is that when you do dungeons, there's a dungeon master that talks to you. And hopefully he'll pipe in a second.
Dispatch the guards with ease. The way into the gambling hall is clear.
That's the dungeon master, which, oddly enough, this is the first time I've done a dungeon in this second area. This is the area right after the starting zones. The voice actor is different. I kind of like the voice actor from the first starting areas a little bit more, but I don't know, maybe he'll come back. Maybe it's different for each area. That's right, bitches. One of the things that does get me about this game that I don't really like is it's a very complex game. Like, it uses the Dungeons and Dragons rules from the pen and paper RPG, and I've never played those, so I really have no idea what the rules are. And as you can see here in the tooltip, it's like damage is 1d8 plus 1. Well, what the fuck does that mean? You know, I've never played pen and paper RPG, so I don't really know. I just go by the like it'll say here, base damage rating. I just use that kind of stuff. Die, bitches. These are good guys.
Satisfy Brother Augustus.
When you complete a dungeon, it's kind of cool. You can just teleport right out. Kind of helpful. Now, one thing that's kind of different that takes a little getting used to is that there's no rest feature. What I mean by that is, in a game like World of Warcraft, after you battle, you usually like sit down on the ground and rest to heal up your health and stuff and your mana. It doesn't quite work like that in this. Instead, there are points sporadically put throughout the dungeons where there are these giant monoliths, statue things, one with a moon, and you click on the statue and it puts you into a rest mode and you can heal. But you can only use that statue every 5 minutes. So when you're out in the field, you're limited to curing yourself with food, or which I haven't really found much of, or spells. If you're like a cleric like myself, I can heal myself. But if you're like a melee class, like a barbarian or a rogue or something like that that doesn't have a curative, your only real method is potions, which you can buy, but they're a little expensive. Then again, you make money pretty easily in the game. At least so far I have, and I haven't had to use any of it that much really so far. I've just been using loot that's dropped from the dungeon rewards and all that stuff. So it takes a little getting used to there, but it's really not all that bad. It's just it's fast paced, I guess is the word that I would use to describe it. But it's a lot of fun so far. I'll probably post another video as I get further along. This is one of those rest spots that I was talking about. And this is a resurrection. If you're in a party and one of your guys dies, you can bring them back to life with this. Or if you're solo and you die and you're nearby one of these, you can come to them and heal and bring yourself back to life.